So I have another questions. It will be about DeFi. So we are all today on a blockchain conference. We are all blockchain experts and specialists. So do you have an experience with the DeFi services? And if yes, what do you feel about it or thinking?
Yes, I do. How do I feel about it? It's like in my talk. I have a hard time trusting anyone in the space, obviously, because unless I can read the contract and understand it, I don't know what's happening in there. And I don't trust auditors. I have seen so many audits of contracts that, in the end, were scams or were hacked or something like that. So, like, the auditors just don't do a great job unless you pay a really big amount of money, and then it still doesn't really mean anything. So I'm invested in DeFi. I believe that there is a good merit to DeFi. There is plenty of opportunity for people to make money in DeFi, but also to lose money in DeFi. So I don't think that you should kind of approach it differently than other investing where you want to make money and not just save for your retirement. It's a risk asset. So you only should invest what you can afford to lose, and you should be very careful where you put your money. And you should always know what the contract is and what you are interacting with, which is one part what I talked about at the end of the presentation, that the one big problem of blockchain and cryptocurrencies these days is the user experience and users not being able to work with it in a straightforward way. We just talked about it briefly outside, that someone asked, like, when do you see adoption of AI, real adoption of AI? I'm like, but that already happened. You have Siri, you have Alexa, you have all of the recommendation engines. You watch Netflix, where you have recommended series to you. That's all based on models that we call AI models or ML models. And the only reason why you think AI is not adopted is because the user experience is so smooth that you don't know you are interacting with it. And for blockchain, I think that's the biggest hurdle right now, where with DeFi, it's so complicated and so hard to know what you are doing, that a lot of people will never get to it. And a lot of people that get to it will leave it very soon after, because they lose the money, because they just invested in something that didn't make sense, but they didn't know, and they had no way to figure it out.
Amen to that. Yeah, I totally subscribe to this. There's one more complication. Even if you do something in the proper way, you need to do it 5 times before it works, and that makes things complicated, not just on the user level but also on the institution level. So if you want to build financial services where banks or some intermediaries will help people to, or if you build funds for the people, then you will need multi-sigs to somehow distribute the reliability or the whatever, the responsibility and the risk. Then it just doesn't work with multi-sig. It doesn't work with single sig. Yeah. I can't imagine a situation when I have to click on my Trezor or Ledger like over and over and over again, and at the same time the counterparty must do the same, like the custodian or the bank or something like that. It's absolutely not usable. So DeFi needs more UX experts.
I would agree with that totally. And it's interesting. I was watching something that was posted on LinkedIn by Anthony Day, which had all the sort of top organizations in DeFi. And I was wondering, will the list be the same next year? And I think DeFi has evolved so fast and become so successful. I think there's over 240 billion locked in DeFi protocols now. That maybe the maturity of the solutions and the customer experience and the user interface hasn't been able to catch up. And maybe we expect more, because to an extent it's competing with financial systems that have evolved over many decades. So I think that could be it. But what we can say about DeFi is that it is, it's basically paving the way to how individuals can start, becoming banks. It's democratizing banking, right? So I can form part of a liquidity pool, and I can also get returns on assets that I couldn't. So in terms of the process and the value proposition, it's absolutely massive, and it's getting a lot of attention from major financial institutions, major investment institutions, and I think you'll start to see some of the major exchanges, some of the major financial hubs start to offer this, for returns, right? So I think there's a long way to go. However, I do agree with what's been said, that at the moment, the immaturity due to the speed with which DeFi protocols have evolved over the last 2-3 years, the whole solution and the user interface and customer experience isn't there. But I'm fully confident it will get there, and there's going to be some major players entering this space simply because of the returns and the liquidity it can bring to assets.
I am also agree with all the speakers about them, and especially the DeFi is needed really big UX there, and all of them is so complicated for the basic users, and when they see that, they don't understand the all even. And also, I can say that I worked as a crypto advisor before in some exchange platforms, and I always was saying that don't be in rush for invest for anything. First, learn the technical structure of that, read the smart contracts, and learn everything. And also, I love a word. It says good traders know that there is no any missing opportunity in the market. There will be always new opportunities. That is why don't be in rush in any time. Just try to learn and develop yourself there, because this product is complicated, and that's why first you try to learn and understand them very well, and after that invest your money. A lot of people lose a lot of money in this ecosystem because they didn't research very well. They didn't very well internet user, and that's why they lose a lot. That's why first to invest yourself, first to develop yourself, and if you want to do some things in this ecosystem, first learn in the DeFi. There is a lot of DeFi platforms you can connect to people. First to develop yourself. After that, try to invest. And also, I am agree with the UX part. Even the biggest ones also have really big UX problems, also UI problems.